I've learned is Latin and Greek affixes and suffixes. A basic word of affixes is prefixes and suffixes are added is called root word because it forms a new word. Prefixes means pre, which is means before, in the beginning of the word. Suffixes is end of the word. For example, the word lovely. It consists the root word of love and the suffixes is ly. So its form a new word is lovely.
One of the topics that we tackled was the figures of speech. Personification is an example of it. It is a figurative language used to describe an inanimate objects or non-human things as if it has a human characteristics. The purpose of this is to create an image for the reader that is relatable. So let's move on to the examples. The trees dance in the wind, so we're writing it as if the trees can dance. Next, the smell of the fresh bread pulled me in the kitchen. So it's as if the smell has arms and it's pulling us in. So you can see that we're giving human qualities or characteristics to non-human things. Hello Ma'am Graho and Ma'am Pamphilo. I just want to say thank you for all the ways and efforts that you provided for us all to learn on this subject.
Hello and good day. So I chose the topic conjunction. So what is conjunction? Conjunction is a word used to connect clauses or sentences or to coordinate words in the same clause. And here an example, the bad boys. Where it comes to my realization in this subject, I realized that no matter how hard it is, because someday I can use it as a future educator and I can share it to my future students in the near future.
One of the topics that we tackle is the part of the speech. In the part of the speech, we tackle their meanings, their kinds, and give some examples of nouns, pronouns, adverbs, verbs, adjectives, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. And I realized that every topic we tackle is matter when we became teachers someday, and they are matter in our near future. Charan! To our dear professors, Ma'am Maika and Ma'am Cherry, I would like to thank you, Ma'am. Thank you for being nice and pure heart to each one of us. Thank you for sharing your ideas, knowledge, and information. And thank you for teaching us. Stay safe always and keep safe. God bless, Ma'am.
Hi! So one of the lessons that I got more interested is vocabulary because vocabulary is one of my favorite topic among all the topic that we have. Why? Because I've got a new learned word and I am using it now when I am making a sentence. I know that I am not that perfect when it comes to the word because some of the words I did not understand or know their meaning. And I am thankful now because I know how to use some of the words that I am not familiar.
Adjective is a noun, pronoun, or phrase placed after another noun or pronoun that identify a name or explain the preceding word. The appositive can be a short or long combination of words. I have learned a lot with this subject, not just in terms of academically, but also in life. I learned construct even just a simple sentence in a right way. And for me, that was a great achievement. For Ma'am Graho and Ma'am Campelo, I thank you for guiding me and teaching me for a period of time.
Hello everyone, I would like to share with you which is the most I have learned about everything we tackle is the 8 parts of speech. Of course, these are the verb, noun, adjective, pronoun, adverb, articles, preposition, and conjunction, which is I give my most attention because through these parts of speech, it is first very important for me to know how you to communicate with other people and how to you speak. And for Ma'am Graho and Ma'am Pampilo, I would like to thank you for all sacrifice give us. Share your knowledge and teach us well what we should know about English subject.
The topic that is stuck in my mind is a figure of speech. There are many figure of speech that are commonly used and which you can learn by heart. The simile, the metaphor, and personification, etc. I realized that I should really work hard in order to be given me a passing grade. I also realized that it takes a lot of determination and strong motivation to achieve my goals. And thank you to Ma'am Pampilo and Ma'am Graho for being a great teacher.
Hi! I would like to share to you what I have learned in this subject. I've learned in this subject is all about the parts of speech, especially with the help of Ma'am Maika and Ma'am Graho. I learned even more what are the different types of parts of speech and how to use it. And for Ma'am Maika and Ma'am Graho, thank you for all the efforts to teach us to learn in this subject. And I hope you don't get tired to teach us. Thank you.
One of the topic that we tackle is allusion. Allusion refers to something without mentioning it directly. In other words, allusion don't work when reader does not get what we're writing about. Allusion has three types. Number one is biblical allusion. Biblical allusion refers to stories that originally came from the Bible, while literacy allusion refers to a story in literature. The last one is mythological allusion, refers to stories in mythology. Hi po Ma'am Maika, thank you po for your effort to edit every lecture that we had. And for Ma'am Graho po, thank you po for being patient to us every time that we have quizzes and recitation.
One of the topic that has been tackled that I learned are the figure of speech that is defined as the word or phrase used in a non-literal sense to add color or certain effect to one's writing. Figure of speech are mostly used to add color upon expressing ideas, whether through speaking or writing. This lesson teach and enlighten me on how to figure out the different types of figure of speech and their uses. The teacher as well as this lesson made me realize that we always need to do an extra effort in everything that we do, especially when it comes on keeping up with all the lessons that are being discussed, because this is always the success to all our hard work. Be responsible for what you are doing and never give up.
Hi guys! I want to share what I have learned here on this subject. As an EDUC student, I've been trying to learn and understand more about English. This subject helps me how to enable communicate effectively and appropriately in real-life situations. And one of my favorite topics that we had is parts of speech, especially when you made us to major output number 1. And I'm so happy that you became my teachers, even if I got scared and nervous, even though our eyes turned white while watching video lectures, and sometimes we don't understand anything there. And yeah, we're really having a hard times, but we always do our best and we all work hard to get the mark we got.
Hi guys! I would like to share what I've learned in this subject. So I thought that this subject was so difficult, but with the help of Ma'am Maika and Ma'am Cherry and Graho, we understand the topic more clearly. My favorite topic is under vocabulary. Here are some tips in memorizing new words. First, tricks and mnemonics. Second, seeing is remembering. Number 3, etymological clues. Number 4, writing on your brain. And last one, putting it all together with flashcards and a notebook. That would be all. Thank you.
I just want to share what I have learned in E0. This is my favorite, intensive pronouns. Intensive pronouns are used to add emphasis to the subject or antecedent of the sentence. you'll usually find the intensive pronoun right after the noun or pronoun. It's modifying but not necessary. Furthermore, an intensive pronoun is defined as a pronoun that ends in self or selves and place emphasis on its antecedent. I have learned many things throughout this subject. It helped me discover some strengths, weaknesses, and difficulties I have yet to overcome.
Hello everyone. One of the topics I've learned in this subject is about clauses, phrases, and sentences. Clauses is a group of words that includes a subject and a verb. Phrases is a group of words that acts as a single part of speech. Sentences is a group of words that has a subject and a predicate and it has a complete thought. I thought this was just a review from all the lessons we tackled in elementary and high school days. But the video lecture was very detailed and informative. We have learned and observed something new, and it gave me an in-depth knowledge that it was not enough that you know how to read and write. You should also learn how to comprehend. The life lesson I've learned in this subject, especially from Miss Grajo and Miss Panpilo, that if you want to be successful in your chosen career, you should always work hard for it, and you should have the eagerness to learn. Thank you.
Some of the topics that we tackle are synonyms, antonyms, and homonyms. So, synonyms are words or phrases in the same language that have a similar meaning. For example, brave and strong, they have the same meaning or similar meaning. Next is antonyms. These are the words that have opposite meaning. For example, clean and dirty. And lastly is homonyms. These are the words that have different meanings but are pronounced the same and at times even spelled the same. For example, red, the past tense of read, and the red color. They are pronounced the same but different in meaning.
I want to share with you what I have learned and what is stuck in my mind is the reference materials. The reference materials will help you to find out more about something in the dictionary, thesaurus, and glossary. And also included what I learned about a phrase and clause. A phrase doesn't have a subject that acts through a verb. A clause does have a subject that acts through a verb. And also about the part of speech, nouns, pronouns, verbs, adverbs, adjectives, and etc. And much more. And also what I really like is what Ma'am Micah said about the vocabulary is when you deal about vocabulary big words, they are not automatically or necessarily better. And my realization is, I realized that nothing is easy, so you have to persevere. And when you want to learn something, you need to study hard. And that's it. Thank you so much po.
Adjectives are used to describe noun and pronoun. Adjectives are describing words. With the help of these words that we can use to modify, we will be able to define and express the mood, size, shapes, emotions, etc. of a noun. Let's say for example, Weiwei is happy. The describing word of an adjective is happy. Describe the mood of Weiwei. And to our teacher, Ma'am Micah and Ma'am Cherry, you are amazing at what you do. Your passion and dedication is beyond words. Thank you for getting me through this hard, quick semester. I honestly would have never passed if it was not for your help. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Hi! I just want to share the topic that really caught my attention in English 0 and I've learned a lot from it. So this is the common concerns in English. One of the issues tackled in this is parallelism. Well, it's not difficult as it seems, wherein if you use two nouns, you don't suddenly change to gerund. And if you use verb with tense, you don't suddenly change tenses. And if you use one voice, you don't simply suddenly change to other voice. Simple as that. So remember guys, that English language is a work in progress. Just have fun with it.
One of the most I never forget of the lesson of Ma'am Micah Pampilo is one of the parts of speech. It is a noun. Noun. Noun is a word that names something such as a person, places, animals, things, or idea. We have 10 types of nouns. The first one, singular noun. Second one, plural nouns. The third one is the proper noun. Fourth one is the common noun. The fifth one is the abstract noun. The 6th one is the concrete noun. The 7th one is the compound noun. The 8th one is the collective nouns. The 9th is the countable nouns. The 10th is the uncountable nouns. Ma'am Micah and Ma'am Graho, I learned a lot this subject. And of course, I know myself that I still need to improve myself because I am slow in English grammar.
So my most liked lessons or topic in English 0 will be the punctuations, capitalization, and numbers. Because I think I gain more knowledge and improve on how to communicate properly in daily conversations. Because nowadays, we use social media platforms to communicate to our loved ones, friends, classmates, and even to our teachers. Because it's too dangerous for us to meet in person because the virus is all over and we don't see it, so we must protect ourselves to it. And we use punctuation marks to express our ideas or thoughts in a proper way to a conversation so other people in that group will understand what we mean right away.
Hello everyone! One of the topics that I've learned is the phrases, clauses, and sentences. Both phrases and clauses contains group of 2 or more words and help us to make sentences, but they both have different roles. A clauses is a group of words that contains a subject and verb, and a phrases is a group of words but it doesn't contain a subject and verb. Sentences, a set of words that is complete in itself, typically containing a subject and a predicate. Ma'am Graho and Ma'am Pampilo taught the importance of hard work, that we need to have the determination and eagerness to make our chosen career successful. Thank you.
In English 0, we studied grammar, which includes the 8 major parts of speech: noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction, and interjection. We also tackled alphabets, the difference between a sentence, clause, and phrase. We also add figures of speech. A figure of speech is an expression where words are not used in their literal sense. A figure of speech is often used to portray an idea more clearly or more interestedly. The most common types of figures of speech are metaphors, similes, idioms, personification, hyperbole, and euphemism. Truly, studying the English language is very fun and interesting. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Leslie. Some of the topics I've learned in this subject is all about part of speech. Nouns identifies a person, things, or place. Pronouns are words that takes the place of nouns. Verbs, group of words that indicates action. Adjectives, words that modify or describe noun and pronouns. Adverbs, words modify a verb, an adjective, and another verb. Preposition, words used before a noun or pronoun. Conjunctions connects words, phrases, or clauses. Interjection, a word of explanation that expresses emotion. On the life lesson I've learned in this subject and with our teacher is that you should expert for you to able to be successful in.
Though English is not the most spoken language in the world, it's the official language of the 3 countries, and it's spoken as the first language by 400 million people worldwide. It gives you an open door to the world and helps you communicate with global citizens. There is a vast importance of English in a student's life. Everyone's studying for their better future. English helps a student in their entire student life and afterwards. Having knowledge of English as a student, you will have more and better career options. That's why I am grateful and honored because I don't only have one, but I have 2 great teachers that helps me hone my English language skills. I can say that my favorite topic in E0 is pronunciation. By the way, what is pronunciation? It's the way in which a word is pronounced, and by having a better pronunciation, it can boost your confidence and your English speaking skills.
Today, I'm going to share with you what I've learned in our past lesson. I've learned two confusing words that share a similar pronunciation, meaning, or spelling with another word. These words are called commonly confused words, words that share a similar pronunciation, meaning, or spelling. And also, one thing I've learned in this lesson from our teacher is never get tired of studying until you learn something. And you can't learn something, you have to study again and again and use your weakness as your motivation and strength in doing something to achieve it.
The topic that has been tackled that I learned is the punctuations. Because of punctuations, I learned how to use and where to use the punctuations right and properly. These punctuations is a system of signs or symbols given to a reader to show how a sentence is constructed and how it should be read. And it is used to convey and clarify the meaning of written language. It is also helps to indicate the pauses and the emphasis on certain ideas or thoughts. And I realized about this, especially in all the lessons, it is important to learn and to know them to increase our knowledge. We need to do our best and we must work hard to reach our success.
One of the topics that we tackled was the verbal phrases. Infinitive is one of the example of it. Infinitive consists of the word to plus a verb to be, to have, and etc. It may be used as a noun, adjective, or adverb. An infinitive phrases is a group of words consists of an infinitive, a modifier, or the use of pronouns, direct object, indirect object, or complements of a action or state expressed in the infinitive. For example, he liked to knead the dough slowly. The infinitive verb is to knead. The complement is directly object, the dough. The modifier is the adverb slowly. I just want to say thank you Ma'am Graho and Ma'am Pampilo for your patience and sharing knowledge to us.
I've learned a lot in this subject, especially the use of punctuations, capitalizations, and others. I learned that on how to use them properly and when and where we need to use the capital letter or the punctuations. I realized that English is not just an English because we need to understand it by heart, and I realized that if we put effort on one thing we want, we can do it. And I just want to thank our teachers that guide us, especially Ma'am Graho and Ma'am Pampilo.
What did I learn about this subject? Actually, my favorite topic in this subject is figure of speech because it helps me to learn or to improve my understanding of the figurative aspect of the language to the use and understanding of the cliches and slang. They display an enhanced understanding of the subtly on English, and I realized that I need to study hard for this subject to make my good grade.
So one of the topic that I learned that Ma'am Micah Pamphilio discussed was the part of speech, especially the preposition. Based on my understanding, preposition it is a word or group of words that use before noun, pronoun, or noun phrase to show direction of time, place, and location. Some example of prepositions are words like about, after, between, at, in, on, etc. Preposition also has different types, which is the preposition of movement, preposition of time, compound or multi-word preposition. So, Ma'am Micah and Ma'am Cherry, thank you for planning such fun lessons for us. I know that you put a lot of time into helping us learn. Thank you for your patience throughout this sem. I know that this was both semester, but you got me through it. Keep safe always, Ma'am.
What I learned about this subject is allusion. Allusion is a statement that refers to something without mentioning it directly. We have three kinds of allusion. First is biblical allusion. A biblical allusion is reference within a literary work to a story, idea, or event that is related in the Bible or other biblical writing. And the second literary allusion relate to person or event to some character in movie or even in literature. And the last is mythological allusion that refers to story in Greek mythology or mythical hero. I realized that I need to work hard and persevere in my studies so that I can achieve my dream. I also need to study hard to improve my English grammar.
The most topic that I've learned in this subject is what are synonyms, antonyms, homophones, homonyms, homographs, and etc. Although I knew them before but I understand them better now. The notation or the dictionary definition of a word and also the connotation and etc. I also learned more about allusion and others which is the biblical, mythological, literary, and etc. Although I was having a hard time, I was able to adjust to the recitations, quizzes, and self-paced activities that you asked us to do. I am also grateful to Ma'am Graho and Ma'am Pamphilo for your tireless teaching with us. I have now learned more about this subject even though sometimes I do not understand some of them.
Learn a lot on the basic parts of speech. Those are nouns, a word that names a person, places, things, action, qualities, emotion, and concept. Pronoun are words that take the place of the noun. Verbs, a word of or group of words that indicate action being or process. Adjectives are words that modify or describe nouns and pronouns. An adverb is a word that modifies a verb, an adjective, and another adverb. Preposition, it relates the noun or pronoun following it to another word in the sentence. A conjunction connects word phrases or clauses. An interjection is a word of exclamation that expresses emotion. All of that was the one we learned on you, ma'am. Thank you for the knowledge you shared. Thank you.
We know that many lessons were taught in the subject of English 0, but the topic I liked the most was the part of the speech. I did not quite understand everything that was taught in what we watched on the YouTube, but I studied it carefully so that I could understand it better, because these topics help you to study sentence and how to use words. On this subject, I realized that if you don't study, you will fail. Honestly, I'm not good at English subject, but I'm helping myself to improve more and to learn more things about this subject.
One of the topic I liked was the word relationships. I've learned the difference of synonyms, antonyms, and homonyms, and also on how we are going to identify relationships between words. Word relationship can help us to understand how words can be related in many ways, because words often contain multiple meanings. In this lesson, I've learned that it is very important to know what the word means. Also, before we use this word, we must examine if they are different or related to the sentence that we're gonna make. In that way, it can help us to expand and build our vocabulary.
One of the topics about verb. What is verb? A verb is a word or a combination of words that indicates action or state of being or condition. The subject performs. Verbs are the heart of English sentence. For example, number 1, Jacob walks in the morning. And number 2 example, the rabbit jumping in the field. Verb definition and the member of class of word that function as the main elements of the predicates that typically express or action.
Hi, I'm Jam, and one of the most striking lessons to me is the vocabulary. Because as Ma'am said, the goal of communication is clarity. Vocabulary is clearly the foundation of your ability to share your thoughts with other people. So when you improve your vocabulary, you improve your ability to bring your intelligence and ideas. You can effectively communicate with people around you with the big words, because using big words is not automatically or necessarily
English is almost certainly considered as the one of the most important subject that a student can learn from school. Each and every one of us
should have knowledge and learning when it comes in studying the English. Reading may be the number one way you can improve your grammar skills. When you read, you reinforce correct grammar in your mind. It can be particularly helpful to read out loud as the combination of seeing, saying, and hearing assists in what you have learned. In addition, to improve your grammar, reading will help you with all aspects of your writing, from sentence, fluency, to increased vocabulary.
One of the topics that we tackled was the nuances in words' meaning. So nuances are used to emphasize different features of what we are describing. It have the denotation, which is simply the dictionary definition of a word, and a connotation where an idea or feeling that a certain word communicates that adds color to the word's meaning. Simple as we are trying to connect a word into something we associate it with. Like for example, the connotation of a snake was betrayal. So this subject, especially Ma'am Graho and Pamphilo, taught me the importance of hard work and preparation because I just noticed the very good outcome of all my efforts every time we are having our exam, quizzes, and recitation. That there is no secret for success because it was just the result of our hard work, effort, and preparation.
Hi, I want to share some of the knowledge that I gained in English Zero subject. To be honest, I learned a lot but this lesson marked in my head the Latin Greek affixes and root. I remember that root is the basic part of a word while affixes have different names and it depends on where they are placed. When the affix appear in the front of a word, it is called prefixes. Then if the affix shown at the last of a word, it is called suffixes. Aside from that, this subject made me realize that if you want something, you need to work hard for it. And I want to thank Ma'am Graho and Ma'am Micah for letting us all experience this journey with the both of you. Thank you po.
One of the topics we tackled is vocabulary. I learned a lot in our subject. Vocabulary is also one of them. What I learned in the vocabulary, the difficult words and deep words that I have, the correct reading and pronunciation of the words, and I have learned the proper communication with other people to understand well my spoken and spoken words, and I encounter unfamiliar words.
One of the topic of learning English Zero is the idiomatic expression. It's a group of words whose combined meaning is not the same as the ordinary meaning of the individual word. It is used also to express something that other words do not express as clearly or cleverly, and they tend to be informal. In this subject, they taught us to be always prepared and ready. You will not learn if you do not help yourself to learn and understand what you are taught, especially with the recitations, quizzes, and exams. Thank you very much, Ma'am Graho and Ma'am Micah. Even if it's nervous and challenging in your subject, especially in recitation, we learned a lot again. Thank you very much.
As a student, I've learned a lot in the subject English Zero, and I want to share about the sentence structure and type of a sentence. These are the simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, and compound complex sentence structure that we can use to create a good sentence. And my great realization that this subject taught me was to never escape watching all the videos that we needed to watch so that we will able to have the knowledge, preparation to answer all the quizzes and recitation.
One of a topic that we tackled was the verbal phrases. Gerunds is the example of it. A gerund is a type of verbal that ends in ing and is used like a noun. Gerunds can also function as the subject of the sentence, the direct object, or as the subject complement. The purpose of this, they can also act as an object of a preposition. A participle is a verbal that is used as an adjective to modify nouns or pronouns. So, let's move on to the examples. They love eating fish. I was afraid of hurting her feelings. Hello, Ma'am Graho and Ma'am Pamphilo. Thank you for teaching us and for being kind and inspiring.
Good evening. I would like to share some of the things that I've learned in English, though I've learned a lot. I've learned about 8 parts of speech: noun, pronoun, adjective, adverb, interjection, preposition, adjective, and conjunctions. I also learned about tenses of verbs. These are simple present, present perfect, present continuous, present perfect continuous, simple past, past perfect, past continuous, past perfect continuous, simple future, future perfect, future continuous, future perfect continuous.
Time felt so fast. It is already finals in this sem is about to end. A lot of learning that we learned. I enjoy the topic of 8 parts of the speech because we made a video blog. My topic is about adverb. But the lesson that I can surely use on my interlife is the topic of vocabulary, because in our daily life we talk and we use word to make a sentence, but it should be clear. We make sure that the word that we use are common and understandable. Thank you.
Samuel from BEd 1B. My favorite topic that I have learned in Israel is tenses. As far as I know, tenses are usually manifested by the use of a specific form of verbs, particularly in their conjunction patterns. And other than I thought before, tenses are just simple present, past, and future. But, there is more, and it's called progressive present, past, and future. The difference between simple and progressive tenses is simple tenses are used for a permanent action to describe an event, facts, or as a narrative form of a story that take place in the past, present, and future. While progressive tenses is used for temporary action and to describe what is happening in the past, present, or future. And that's all. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I just want to share what I learned in our subject English 0. All topic is very important and mostly mean to me, but the part of speech is one of my preference, particularly the adverb. Adverb is a word or phrase that qualifies or modifies an adjective, verb, and have a relation in place and time. Thank you so much to our dearest teacher for giving this knowledge, and it may help to me a lot because I'm still learning the grammar and some other word that I'm not familiar with. Looking forward to our journey. That's all. Thank you.
An interjection is a word or expression that occurs as a utterance on its own expresses or spontaneous feeling or reaction. It is diverse, categorical, encompassing many different parts of speech, such as exclamation point. Thank you, Ma'am Maika and Ma'am Cherry, for everything. We learn a lot and you teach us as much as you can. I hope you can teach more students how to understand more about English grammar. We also learned that we do our best to learn and analyze sentence, we can achieve our goal of better understanding. May all the knowledge that I learned from the both of you be put to use to teach my future students.